5D Mystery School.
Welcome back to 5D Mystery School. Go ahead, before you watch this video, hit the like button, hit the share button, and if you're not following me, hit the follow button. All right, let's get into it. Okay, so I predicted back, I believe it was in 2021, that Kamala Harris would become the first woman president. Now, when I made this prediction, it was not made using any astrology. I wasn't looking at her natal chart. I didn't even have her natal chart back then. I am a clairvoyant. I'm a claircognizant. I'm multiple clairs. I'm a psychic, right? So my intuition is strong, and I'm not saying this to like pat myself on the back or to boast myself up. It just is what it is. I'm standing in who I am, right? So spiritual downloads come to me. I get these strong intuitive notions, whether it be thoughts, dreams, right? And I post these things on Twitter, and you can go back and you can look at my tweets, and a lot of those have come into fruition, right? So I have a high batting average. Now, do I believe that I was wrong with Kamala Harris? I will say only time will tell. Nothing is as it seems right now. Expect the unexpected, right? Because you still have Saturn that's retrograde in Pisces. You still have Neptune that's retrograde in Pisces. And Pluto is about to go into Aquarius. Now, as a Scorpio ascendant, and I also have Saturn in my first house and Pluto in my first house of Scorpio. So I know how they get down, right? Saturn is just chilling, ready to put his robe back on and march to the ring and get things in order, right? Because I feel like there's a lot of illusions that's inducing delusions. I'll say that again. I feel like there's a lot of illusions that are inducing delusions, okay? So now when I did a reading on Kamala Harris's chart and Donald Trump's chart, and based off of what I was seeing on their charts and the stars, it did look like Kamala Harris was favoriting reaching a higher position during this election season, okay? And you could look at Trump's chart and say that he he has Jupiter hovering above his sun, which is favorable, right? Jupiter is retrograde right now. You also have Uranus that's sitting right on top of Trump's midheaven, bringing about instant change. Okay, I don't remember the charts off the top of my head, but I know that Kamala has Jupiter in her first house right now. And I think this is if Kamala's chart is wrong. Somebody previously told me that Kamala's chart might be off by a few minutes, which would make her a Taurus ascendant. Now, if I had her chart wrong, then I would bring in completely different results. But let's just say that I did have her right chart. Then if she is a Gemini ascendant, then of course her position is more favorable. Now, let me also say that if I was wrong, people, I was wrong, right? But that doesn't take away from my accuracy as an astrologer, as an occultist, as a researcher, as a psychic, right? As a clairvoyant, all these things. Sometimes we do misjudge things. But I will say in this case, only time will tell. Be patient, because nothing as is what it seems right now. So I also made a tweet not too long ago saying that you should pay attention, what did I say in the tweet? I said that I intuitively don't see Biden going all 4 years. Now, if you look at Biden's chart, around, I believe, the 14th and 15th of this month, he could face some complications. In this month that you're watching this video, it is November, I believe it's the 7th right now, 2024. That's when I'm recording this video. So November the 14th, 15th, looking at Biden's chart, it does look like he could face some health complications. Now, if Biden were, hypothetically speaking, to become incapable of still being the current president, then he will pass the position over to Kamala Harris, making her the first woman president, right? That means that she wouldn't have been elected, but selected because of the circumstances. That is a possibility still, and that would make her the first woman president. Okay. Now, I will say that with Pluto coming into Aquarius, you are going to see some things that you have never seen before. Nobody breathing right now, unless you're a vampire or some other stuff. Nobody living right now has witnessed Pluto in Aquarius. It only happens every 248 years. The last time it happened was in 1777. Prior to that was 1583. And both of those times brought about massive changes. I believe in 1583, correct me if I'm wrong, it was the Protestant reform with the church. 1777, it was the American Revolution War. It was the Industrial Revolution. It was the French Revolution, right? You had all of these moments where it was rebellion and revolutionary movements. Again, as somebody who has Pluto in their first house on a whole signs chart, I know the power of Pluto. I'm a Scorpio rising. I know the power of Pluto. I have Jupiter in Aquarius. I know the power of Aquarius. When you put those two energies together, people, you're going to bring about unexpected changes in social groups, secrets coming to the masses, right? Those are just two things that are going to happen. So I will say, expect the unexpected. Nobody, well, I won't say nobody, the majority is not prepared for what is to come in the coming days. Between now, November the 7th, when I'm recording this video, and January, when they have the inauguration, get your popcorn and watch, because you're going to have a lot of things coming out, including legal proceedings, some investigations, some secrets coming out to the masses. I will say that this upcoming full moon in Taurus is going to bring about a lot, right? I believe this full moon in Taurus is going to be opposing Biden's sun. That's right. So this full moon in Taurus is coming up is going to be opposing Biden's sun. And when the full moon is in Taurus and then the sun is at the 22nd degree, you can see some complications with Biden's chart. So one thing that I didn't add to this video, but is worth mentioning, is that we are in Mercury retrograde shadow period. And when Mercury goes into retrograde, and especially during this time, you're going to have a lot of things being put underneath the microscope. Recounts, reanalyzation, right? So I personally believe that this announcement was made way too early. You know, I think the announcement happened on election night, or like the next, like early in the rising. And if you ever watched films, not, you know, this is just something I wanted to add, something that came to mind. You ever watch films, like usually the victor, like the early victor in the hero story, that's all like confident. Those films never really go the way of that victor. It's always like the underdog that usually ends up having their hero moment in the film, like the Aristotle plotline in the film, The Hero's Journey. So I just wanted to put that out there. This is the Mercury retrograde shadow period. Mercury stations retrograde 11/26, so November the 26th until December the 15th. So this is going to be a critical time of reanalyzation. It could be a lot of recounts done, you know, so just be patient, keep your eyes peeled. And one other thing I want to mention is that my reading was not a biased reading. Transparency, I actually voted for Jill Stein. Even though I'm fully aware of how the voting system works, two wings, same bird, right? This is just entertainment. It's just like football, wrestling, it's scripted, right? So sometimes it's fun to play in the game because I incarnated in the Matrix game. So sometimes it's good to be a part of the illusion, even though it's the illusion of choice, right? So I just wanted to put that out there. I'm fully aware it's the illusion of choice. But just like I participate in Christmas and everything, participating in the Matrix, I'm fully cognizant of the fuller picture. So just keep all this in mind as the days proceed. Back to the video. and you can see some other complications, right? Including, like I said, secrets coming out to the masses. Now, I will say, and I'm going to do a separate video about what to expect in 2025. You know, for the past few years, I've been doing predictions on the coming year. So I'm going to make my annual predictions like I do, and I'm going to make a separate video with a video about my predictions, which I usually don't do. So this is going to be the first year that I do a video about my predictions. So I will talk about Neptune going into Aries, Saturn going into Aries, making a 0-degree conjunction. Nobody's ready for that. Uranus going into Gemini. Pluto in Aquarius. We are literally on the dawn of a new era, right? These generational planets, when they move, society moves and gets in line, because these outer planets, the Uranus, the Neptune, the Pluto, when they move, they shift consciousness, they shift movements, they shift the masses, right? Like the faster moving planets like Mars, Scorpio, Venus, Mercury, those also shift, right? But you can see those in your immediate environment, like when everybody knows when Mercury goes into retrograde, right? Everybody knows, well, most people know when Mars goes into retrograde, right? Even Jupiter. So I will say that with these generational planets making the grand exit from the sign that they have been in for the past 20 years, 12 years, right? People are going to have to prepare themselves to, especially looking at your natal chart and seeing where these signs are in your chart. Prepare yourself for your life to change and your surroundings to change. So, as I said, expect the unexpected, only time will tell. You know, I do like this. I like this, having my videos, and I want to address some other things, right? People have been sending me messages, you know, saying like, oh, is your prediction wrong? Why did you delete your Instagram? So let me address that. I didn't delete my Instagram. My Instagram is still up. I just deleted all my posts. Instagram has been shadow banning me for the longest time. TikTok is shadow banning me. I have an account warning over on TikTok. They want to get rid of me. So I'm going to make more of an effort to have all of my content go straight to YouTube, because I do get a lot of support here on YouTube. I do get a lot of love, reciprocity here on YouTube, right? And I started off my 5D Mystery School channel on YouTube back in 2017, right? So I want to continue with this format of just having my content go straight to YouTube, and that is what it is. So from now on, when I do release a video, it's going to be in this full frame format, not videos. You know, I will still release some videos that I do over on TikTok and bring them over here to YouTube, but for the majority, I'm going to do these full frame videos, right, here on YouTube, because I see in my analytics that you guys really like when I do these type of videos. All right, so yeah, I appreciate y'all watching. Y'all already know what to do. Hit the like, hit the share, hit the follow button, share this with a friend. Let the algorithm know that you enjoy being a part of 5D Mystery School. All right, I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care of yourself and each other. Peace.
5D Mystery School.